Hello, this is Kev and welcome to Accelerator Notes, which will be on the power of habit. The power of habit. What I do in these Accelerator Notes, I'm looking for some actionable, quick takeaways for you to get a change of mindset, an idea, a strategy, something you can implement into your life, something that you can say, wow, I can do this. I can actually think about this. Change your approach, change some action in reality in life, and then go to work, make a positive impact, okay? Make a big positive impact in your life over the long term, because that's what it's all about. It's about those subtle changes. It's about those little actions you take on a day in, day out basis. Okay, so this Accelerator Note, how the structure is I start with a summary that shares with you just a brief outline of what this is all about. You can purchase the book if you want in the description below. And then we talk about my 3 key takeaways, the 3 key takeaways that I got, and then I end everything with some questions and actions for you to get straight to work. Okay, so that's how it works. So let me get straight to the summary. Charles does a fantastic job we all know about the power of habits. We all know that habits are fundamental really for success. You have negative habits, you have successful positive habits, okay? We all know it's difficult. It's basically making a choice. We all make that choice initially. This is how it starts. We make that choice and go, this is what I'm going to do. And then over a period of time, it becomes automatic. It becomes automatic for you. You no longer have to make that choice because it's just a part of who you are. It's a part of you. You don't make that choice anymore. It's automatic. It's just happens. You wake up, morning ritual. You wake up and journaling. You come home from work and it's going for a run. You go to the gym. That's what habit is over the long term. What's really, really interesting, this is what forming that habit's all about. What we need to be aware of, what we need to really learn is that point of formation. The point of formation. What is it that happens at the point when it's a choice, it's a chore, it's difficult, you've got to get yourself out of bed, you've got to force yourself to go to the gym, and then a period of time later, something happens. The formation happens, and then you think, this is no longer a chore for me, this is no longer difficult for me. What happened at that formation point? It's really, really powerful. It's about understanding, he shares, the brain is always trying to save effort. That's what it's trying to do. It's always trying to take shortcuts, save effort. And when that habit is formed, it no longer thinks it's effort. It no longer thinks it's effort. But the brain doesn't like change. It doesn't like something different. It doesn't like anything unknown because it tries to keep you in your comfort zone. But once it knows, yes, this is saved effort, great, let's carry on. Habit components. This shares about the habit components. It's important to know if you're going to form habits, if you're thinking about, I want to form this habit, I want to go to the gym, I want to read. It's important to know what the components of a habit are, which he shares as there's a cue. There's a cue which tells your brain, right, habit time, okay? There's the routine of actually, right, you've had a cue, then there's a routine, you're now doing it, whether it's reading, going to the gym, and then there's the reward. So there's 3 components. There's the cue, something to trigger you to go, I've got to go do this. There's the routine of doing it, and then there is the reward afterwards, okay? And when this happens, when all this comes together, it becomes, like I say, automatic. It's like us walking, talking. There's no effort involved. There's no effort involved. And the brain gets like that with anything that you challenge it, that adaptability that it's got of, right, I'm now going to go to the gym. And those people that have been going to the gym for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year, years, it's no longer even a discussion for them. It's a part of who they are. And in fact, it's literally, it feels abnormal not to do that habit anymore, okay? So, 3 key takeaways that I got. Big one for me was you need a cue and a reward. Okay, one of the things, I've put you need the cue and reward because we know you got to go to the gym. The gym is the routine we're missing the cue and the reward bit. Now, we know the reward is technically over the long term, like, okay, I'm going to lose some weight if you're going to go to the gym, okay? But what was really, really interesting is it's about making the brain see that there is an immediate reward, not just like long term, oh God, I've been going to the gym for 4 weeks and I've now not got my abs or I've not got my biceps yet. That's not my reward. Okay, it's all about what is that immediate reward. And the cue, and this is what I got about, and you need a cue and a reward, not just the routine. Because the cue is about being triggered. It's about that triggering moment. And this is something that you're going to have to think about. What triggers you to go? What triggers you to start? Okay, so just a quick example. Whenever I literally go to bed at night, I prepare for the next morning. And if I'm going to do my journaling the next morning, I literally have my Accelerator Note out on my desk. I have my journaling notes. I have my pen. I have my laptop there, disconnected from the internet. This is a cue for me. This is something that literally triggers me to write journaling time. Okay, and the reward for me afterwards, the reward is literally I've started the day really, really well. Okay, I've ended the day really well, and now I'm starting the day really well, doing something that I can control. You know, I've said before about the start of the day and the end of the day. They're the chunks of the day that you can control. So focus in on those. Okay, focus in on the end and the start. But what triggers you? Because we like to be triggered. We like to be rewarded. Okay, it tells the brain that this is great. Okay, it tells the brain that this is great. Now, think about it. Like when I go for a run. When I go for the run now, I remember at the time I was thinking, oh, it's freezing outside. It is cold outside, okay? But once I trigger myself, and one of the triggers is, right, I've got my running gear on, it's a part of my routine, my journaling, I want to start the day right. And then afterwards, I know that reward is incredible. When I finish that run, I've got, you know, it's before 8 a.m., before 8 a.m. and I've already ran, I've already journaled, I've already got the big personal development sort of long-term actions in there before 8 a.m. makes me feel great. I know I'm going to have an outstanding day at that point. Okay, really, really powerful. So the second one is about the cue, okay? The cue, because the cue is the most important, it's out of the three, it's not the most important, but it's the first in line. So if we focus in on that, it really allows you to then to get into that routine. So about the cue, it's doing something that makes you think now is the time. It's about doing something. Now think about any habit that you want to form. Anything that you want to form, just think about what can be that cue, what can be that trigger for you. Okay, let's take reading. Reading would be prepared on what you're reading. Get the page out. Get the book out. Get your note, your journal out. Get something out. I mean, this isn't really rocket science, but it's when you know of it, right? I've got to be triggered. Right, trigger. Where's my trigger? Where's my trigger? It changes your mindset. It changes your thinking, especially when you want to form a new habit. I'm always now thinking, what's my trigger? Get my journal notes out. Get my pen out. Reduce that resistance of I can't find my shoes, I can't find my pen. Reduce that resistance. Get that cue. Okay, because that's literally what you need. You need the least amount of friction possible, because it's very, very easy to say I'm going to stay in bed. No, I'm not doing it because a little minor thing wasn't prepared. Okay, the cue should also be a trigger for that reward. Okay, so let's think about this. Let me give you a quick example off the top of my head now. Let's say one of them, you're going to want to start running. This is literally what I do. I know once my shoes and everything are ready, my gear's ready to go out for a run, I know at the end of it, I'm going to finish it off with one of my really refreshing drinks. Okay, I have a Brocker in the morning, and also I have a fruit salad waiting for me, which is fantastic, like strawberries, melon, oranges, kiwi. You know, I love it. I know I'm coming back to that. So after a run of being motivated and being pumped, I know, I'm being now rewarded with a fruit salad, which I love. It's a bit of a weird one, but that's just what's formed the habit for me. Okay, the third one the third one, the third key takeaway is willpower and exercise. Willpower and exercise. So the single most keystone habit, the single most powerful habit that you can form is willpower. Just building that willpower to say no, to say yes, to say, just be definitive. Just say no or yes, I'm going to do it. And that willpower, because you only got so much, as we all know. You know, you've only got so much. So when he started talking about exercise, when I read about the exercise, it really made me think it's completely true. Exercise is literally an antidepressant. Exercise is literally, I don't know anybody that's done some exercise, that's not been injured, that's not pulled a muscle or anything like that. You've come back and you've done exercise and you may be out of breath, you're a little bit in pain because you've just worked out, but how amazing do you feel? How amazing do you feel? You get your heart rate moving, you're moving your physiology, you're moving your muscles, you're getting a bit of a sweat on, you're listening to maybe a bit of music, you're jumping up and down. I don't know anything that makes you feel better than exercise. Just movement, working out. So exercise helps in many areas, many areas. Like if you exercise, the chances are it's actually real data that it improves all other areas of your life. So if you are exercising, the chances are you are more than likely eating better as well. Okay, just think about that in your own life. Are you actually eating better now you're exercising? I know in my life, when I don't exercise, I tend to feel very unenergetic because I'm going towards the unhealthy food. And to sum off the sort of key takeaways here, is about getting planned in advance. Planned in advance and be clear in mind. So there's nothing blurry. You know exactly what you're doing. Be clear with your mind, okay? Quick actions and questions and actions for you. Number one, think about 2 habits that you currently have and write down what is your cue, what is your routine, and what is your reward. Think about the habits. Just think about 2 that you're actually doing on a daily basis now and just break it apart and say, what is my cue here? What is my routine? What is my reward? Okay, this could be negative or positive. People have, negative habits. People have positive habits, and there's going to be a cue. There's going to be that routine, and there's going to be that reward, whatever it might be. Number 2, think about that one new habit to build. Create a cue, a routine, and a reward card. Okay, so think about that. If you want to build a new habit, just write down write down all the different ways that you could get that cue. Write down all the different ways that routine will play out in reality. Write down all the different rewards, and then just bring it all together and go, right, that's my cue, that's my routine, that's my reward. Okay? And number 3, start at least doing some light exercise, because that will be the catalyst, that will be the start of pretty much everything. Obviously, depending on whereabouts you are, your current condition, etc. Try doing at least some light exercise, because exercise is such a fundamental component to habits, success, life, health in general. So even if it's just walking around the block, even if it's just walking up and down your stairs, even if it's just running around the street a couple of times. Okay, so this has been Accelerator Note number 8, the power of habit. If you're interested in any other the Accelerator Notes, covering a lot of things now, feel free to check them out in your whenever you like, in your own spare time. This has been Kev here, talking actionable takeaways. Okay, nothing actually happens now unless you think about something differently and it actually plays out in your life. It actually plays out in your life. So if you write that cue card, if you write that routine, if you write out the reward, if you write out all the things that you're doing in your life about, what's my cue, what's my routine, what's my reward here, that is action. That makes you more clearer. That makes you more clarity on what is happening. Okay, that is the idea of this. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Let me know. This is Kev, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.